everyone. So today's session is on back pain, and we are looking at the back pain when you feel there is a catch in the back sometimes, or when you're turning and getting something and your back says ouch, or you have a pain kind of a thing. So those kind of pains is what we'll be looking at. Basically, when your back is tight, when your back is weak, or if you've been sitting for a long hours on the chair, or long standing because of your work. The session today is going to relieve your pain, and so we will see how it can help you stretch your back, strengthen your back, and get relief of the back pain. I take yoga classes online, and my handle is Yoga with Vidya. And you can always message me there, personal message me, or you can put it on the comment box. Any questions, doubts, they can always message me. So everyday practicing yoga will just keep you healthy, keep your body more light and with good blood circulation. And yoga, as always, is very relaxing and will keep you more calm. So that is one aspect of yoga, which whatever time that we have, whether 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you can always practice. Just wait for a couple of more minutes to start. So meanwhile, if there is any question, please message. We'll wait for some more time. So people who can't sit down, yoga does not mean that you have to be on the floor. You can always sit on a pillow. You can sit on your bed. You can be on your bed to do the practice. If you can't sit down, that's fine. But if you can sit down and if you need help to support your back, please use a pillow to sit on. So that gives you a little elevation. So I have a pillow here. You can sit on the pillow. Little elevation, little support for your back. In case if you want to sit for maybe your pranayam, whatever you want to do, or you want to sit on the floor, you can do a cross leg, but you can't sit down. That kind of time you can use a pillow. And I think we should be starting now. It's fine. So as I mentioned before, I'm repeating it again, so this is not for people who have already gone through a surgery and who have not recovered or still on the recovery path, or people who have injury, or anybody who has acute pain. Okay? So because those things need to be dealt separately, and maybe yoga therapy will work as a case-to-case basis, because all back pain is not the same. And this is for back pain where because of your lifestyle, or because of your posture, because of your stress, or because of your long sitting hours, long standing hours, because of your work. After a long standing, and maybe if it's a cooking long time, or if you're standing at a workplace, and at the end you just want to sit and you say my back is paining. So at that time, these yoga asanas will help you, and you can do it every day. As I always say, the more you are relaxed, the more you do slower, the more you do with your breathing. Breathing should be a part of your practice. And when you do that in a very gentle way with patience, these pains can be easily tackled, and these pain will not be there. Slowly your back will get strengthened. There are a lot of stretches in this, and a little bit of strengthening for your back, and you can very safely do it at home. And so again, as I mentioned before, in case if you have any doubts, queries, you can message in the comment box now, or later if you want to contact me. I take classes, online classes, and you can reach me at Facebook page Yoga with Vidya, or you can message Ketchup Moms also. Through that also you can contact me. And thank you today for joining, and let's see how to start with our practice. And when you want to do, or when you want to take care of the pain, go with low intensity. Okay? Don't be in a rush to get rid of the pain. When you move forward fast, when you take care, or when you do any practice in a hurry, it's not going to help you. Your muscles will go more into spasm. Okay? So more relaxed you are, it will help your back. So first practice is lying down practice. So when you lie down again, never go back like this, always lie down to the side, and then you roll over on your back. And we're going to start with Pavana Muktasana, Ardha Pavana Muktasana, for which you will first lie down on your back. You will adjust your back, and you keep your knees bent. When you keep your knees bent, it's more safer for your back, and you will feel more relaxed. And again, when I said you have to breathe and then move. So how do you breathe? You inhale, take your hands to the knee, either on top or to the back. Gently you will pull. Breathe in, you will pull, and then you will relax. And exhale, you can pull. Inhale, you can relax. We're going to do this 10 times. And very slow movement. Slow breath. In, you will relax. Exhale, you will pull. Inhale, you will relax. Exhale, you will pull. When you pull here, you will feel the stretch in the back, your hamstring, and you will reach it. It reaches all the way to your glutes and to your lower back, depending on how much you're able to pull and how much connection that you can keep with your body. It's just not the pulling itself. More connection and more with breathing. That's what makes it more effective. So left leg 10 times and right leg 10 times. Again, you will exhale, you will pull. Inhale, you will relax. Make sure your head is not hanging to the back. Your head should be relaxed here. Exhale, you will pull. Inhale, relax. Exhale, you will pull. Inhale, you will relax. This again, you are going to do this 10 times. 10 times with the right leg, 10 times with the left leg. Now when we talk about back pain, it is just not your lower back also. Sometimes it can be your mid back, sometimes it can be your upper back. And so right now what we did is Ardha Pavana Muktasana, which you are going to be doing 10 times each leg with breath. You are going to be breathing slowly, movement very slow. You can pull and then you will relax. Okay, that was the first asana. And when you are comfortable with doing single leg, and if you feel yes, I can move ahead, your body will tell you. Okay, so always listen to your body, and if your body gives you signals, then it means that hello, please take care of my back. So you have to be careful, paying attention to your physical body. When you think you are very comfortable doing the two legs, single leg separately, now we are going to move for both legs. Again, you will lift both the legs. Exhale, you will pull. Only pull as much as you are comfortable. You don't have to take it all the way down. You don't have to lift your head and shoulders up. No. All you'll do is just pull with exhalation, relax with inhalation. Again, pull with exhalation, relax with inhalation. Exhale, you will pull. Inhale, you will relax. Even this, if you are not comfortable doing 10 times continuously, you can do it 5 times, rest in between. You can rest in between and again you can do another 5 times. So we saw single leg, knee to chest and both the legs knee to chest. So this, you can do it anytime. You can do it on the bed. You can, the sofa is not very comfortable because it can be little soft. A little flat surface with less cushioning will help, and that is what we were doing the first round. For the second round, next exercise, third exercise actually, the first one is the knee to chest and both the knees. Now, once you are comfortable, straighten your left leg, your right leg, take it to the side. Again with breathing. Slowly you will exhale and go as much as you can. If you are only able to do this much, it's fine because you have to take care of your back. If you go more, your back will tell, no, this is paining for me. So come back here. Always listen to the body. Exhale very slowly, move here and inhale, you will relax. You can even take a break in between. Again, exhale, you will move. Inhale, you will come back up. And relax. This is with the right leg. Again, you will shift. 10 times you will do right leg. And then 10 times left leg. You will straighten your right leg. Your left opposite hand can help. Move the knee to the opposite side. Slowly exhale and inhale. Again, slow breath. Exhale. Feel the stretch here in your outer thigh, outer hip, your lower back. And if you think you can go forward more, you can take it all the way more. But you should be very comfortable in your lower back. If you're not comfortable, stay here. Even the knee going from this side to this side is great. So depending on the pain, how much you are comfortable to move, you will move. Again, you will come back up. And once you finish, after every time that you finish your 10 rounds, I want you to relax. Keep your hand on your abdomen. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Couple of times. Because many times, as I said, it is not something to do with your posture or nothing to do with your occupation, standing or your sitting long hours. It can simply be because of the anxiety and the stress that you're going through. And breathing, deep breathing will definitely take care of your stress and the anxiety. And the movement that we are doing is very slow, very gentle, and do it with patience and you will see the results. Yeah. So that was the asana that we were seeing. One was a knee to chest, both the knee to chest and right knee to the left side, left knee to the left side. And after you left knee to the right side. Once you finish that, you're going to wait and relax. And when you're lying down on the back, you are going to roll over on your abdomen. Roll over on your abdomen for the next pose. When you lie down on your back, you can just simply turn around on your tummy. Very slowly you will turn around, lie down on your back. This mostly should be very comfortable, and in case sometimes it may not be comfortable because of your lower back pain. In that case, only for certain people, not for everybody, you always fold a towel. This is a very small towel that I am using. You can use a bath towel. Keep it and lie down. Your tummy will be on top of the towel. Tummy will be on top of the towel, and you will lie down on your back. Your feet are stretched out. Stay here. And once you're comfortable here, you're going to lift only your right leg up. Again with the breath. So slowly lift your leg up. Inhale and exhale. Bring it down. Your forehead will be on your palm. You will maintain this position here, and you're going to lift your right leg up. Inhale, exhale, you will relax. Inhale, you will lift. Exhale, you will bring it down. Again, very slowly. Slow is the key here. Slowness is the key here. And then your other leg. Inhale, you will lift. And how many times we are doing? We are going to be doing 10 times. The right leg 10 times, left leg 10 times. Now left leg. Breathe in, you lift up. Breathe out, you bring it down. Breathe in, you lift up. Breathe out, you bring it down. Breathe in and breathe out. Once you finish, you're going to rest. Just like how we were resting, hand on the abdomen, your forehead will be on your palm, and you're going to rest here. Couple of deep inhalation and exhalation. After you finish, 10 rounds with the right leg lifting and 10 rounds with the left leg lifting. Couple of breaths, at least 3 to 4 breaths. And at that time when you're breathing, I want you to observe your lower back here. Because the leg lift that you did has an impact in your lower back, and that's going to strengthen your back here. Yeah? And after you finish, you will come back up. You will lift on your forearms. You will come up on your forearms for a Sphinx pose. Okay? Your shoulders will be on top of your elbows, and I'm going to show you slightly in the side view. Yeah. You're going to be here. Your legs are extended, and from here, you're going to move your elbows under your shoulder. Keep your palms down, and don't sink your chest. Don't sink your abdomen here down. Okay. You have to lift your entire upper body away and look up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And one more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're comfortable here, next we are moving to Nila Lambasana, where you will take your hands under for your chin to support, and you will move your slightly elbow out and feel that stretch from your belly button. Again, don't sink down. Keep your abdomen in and very comfortable. You can stay here. Keep this chest lifted, chin lifted, and breathe in, breathe out a couple of times. And again, you will relax. Come palm on palm, forehead on the palm. Slowly you will relax here. Again, couple of breaths here. Very slow, deep inhalation and your exhalation. Movement is slow, breathing is slow, and you are matching the movement with the breath. So it is not that, oh, I just inhale and I move, or exhale and I move. No. You will inhale, very slowly you move, slowly exhale, you bring it down. Don't do it in a hurry. Do it with your breathing. Do it very, very slow. Next we are moving to leg raise. Okay. Many a times the back pain can be because of your weak core muscles. Okay. When your abdominal muscles are weak, your back will also show, it will have the impact on your back, and you may feel the back pain because of that. And a gentle exercise for your lower back, for your core, and that will be on lying down on your back again. You will keep your knees bent, adjust your back, and then you will straighten your left leg. Your right leg will be bent. Your hands will be on the side, and you will slowly lift. Inhale, you will lift it up. Exhale, you will bring it down. Inhale, you will lift it up. Exhale, you will bring it down. Why we are keeping the knee bent is to support your back. Suppose if you keep it here, it's not very helpful. Like your back will always will have that arch, and that's not going to help you. Keep the other leg bent, and then you lift your leg up again with your breath. You may not be able to take it all the way up, which is fine. Okay? You will lift as much as you're comfortable. You're able to lift this much, that's fine. Or if you want to go up till here, that's great. Or all the way up, that's also fine. So depending on your body, how it feels, depending on your capacity, you will be moving your leg up with inhalation and exhale down. Other leg. Again 10 times we're going to do this. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That's how you're going to breathe. That's slow. Sometimes we may not breathe fully, we may not breathe slower. So just to remember how to slowly move. And once you finish, again knees are bent. You can keep your feet slightly wider. Keep your knees together, hands on your abdomen, and we relax. Slow breath in and out. Paying attention or observing how your lower back is. You're going to stay there for at least a couple of minutes, couple of breaths you will stay. From there you will move to cat and cow. If all these, so these are the first few postures that will show you, that will tell you, oh yeah, okay, fine, my back is fine here, I can do a little more. If you are comfortable with this, and if you want to go a little more ahead in your practice, you can come into cat and cow pose, Bhadrayasana, for which you will be on your force. Okay? So if you are sitting here, you will slowly keep your palms down and lift your hips up and move your knees under your hips. Okay? Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, your feet are slightly wider. All are hip width distance apart. You will drop your middle back and inhale, you will look up. Exhale, you will round your spine and your face will be going towards your chest. Slowly drop your middle back. Inhale, you look up. Exhale. This works on your entire spine. Exhale. Inhale, you will look up. So this is excellent for your mid back pain too. And exhale, you will round. Again, we are going to do this 10 times. Slow breath in, look up. Slow breath out, you will round your spine. Slow breath in, you look up. Slow breath out, you will round your spine and your head down to your knees. Now, This is also very comfortable for you, and if you wish to do a little bit more, then you will sit back in the child's pose. So now here I want you to keep your feet together, rested on the floor. Sit back on your heels and stretch your hands forward. And here we will exhale. Exhale, you bring your head down. Inhale, you will come up. Now curl your toes. Exhale, you will come into downward facing dog, which is Parvatasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay? You are in your downward facing dog here. Buttocks up, your head will be hanging low. This stretches your hips, your hamstring, your lower back. You're pushing the floor down and lifting your hips up. Again you will inhale, slowly you will bring it down and you will sit back and stretch your back. This is really it feels so awesome, especially if you're in pain and if you're able to do this. Slow stretch here, stay here. Inhale, you will come up. Slowly exhale, you will get into downward facing dog. Again, in your downward facing dog, do as much as you can. Okay, if you're able to do this, you can do, otherwise let it go. And you will inhale, come back here, bring your knees down. Don't jerk, no jerky movements at all in this practice. Slow exhalation. Inhale, you will come up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, you will bring your knees down. Exhale, you will sit back in your Shashangasana. Again, 10 rounds of this practice. And if you feel good in your downward facing dog, stay in downward facing dog. If you feel good in your Shashangasana, in your child's pose where you stretch your hands forward, stay in child's pose. Because anything that gives you relief is what you want to do. And that Shashangasana is also good. Downward facing dog is also good. And then we will come into sitting position here. Okay. And very slowly we're going to go for a twisting pose. For the twisting pose, if your back has severe pain, it's not going to be comfortable, you will do less. You will not overdo your twist. So let's see how to do it. You will be sitting with your legs extended. You will bend your right knee. Okay? You will bend your right knee. You will hold it with your opposite hand. Or if you are comfortable hugging your knee, you can hug it with your elbow. Once you are here, your same hand you will take it to the back. Let me show the other one here. Yeah. So first you sit well and then you will bring your knee up, hug it with your opposite hand, same side hand will go to the back. You will sit tall and twist as much as you are comfortable. If you are able to move fully, go fully. Your right hand at the back will be very comfortable. You will turn and look behind. Now, if you are in severe pain, fully twisting will be painful. So, you do very less, but move your shoulders, move your mid-back, stay here. The more you do here, the more you are able to do with practice, with a couple of days, you will be able to move a little bit more and that's when you will do fully. You will come back, you will relax, other leg, you will bend, you will hold. This you can do it maybe, if you're comfortable, do it 10 times, otherwise even couple of times is also good because again, if it's very painful then you won't be able to do too many. Left hand is at the back, slowly you will twist and back. You will feel the twist in your mid-back. You will sit tall and slowly twist and you will inhale, come back and you will relax. Once you finish this 3 to 4 times, you can keep your hands to the back and relax. Deep inhalation, exhalation in your recovery. You are recovering from your practice. If there is any discomfort, that's going to go away in a couple of seconds. That's when it helps during this period, recovery period, when you're sitting, just not doing anything. And after this, again you're going to lie down on your back for your Setu Bandhasan bridge pose. Okay, for which you will lie down again to the side and then roll over on your back, lie down on your back, spread your feet, shoulders, back, everything, and you will keep your knees bent. Your hands will be by the side, your feet will be slightly separated, your knees also separated, and you're going to press only as much as you can and lift your hips up and slowly bring it down. Lift your hips up, inhale, exhale, down. Slowly lift. Don't make sure you are not pushing your lower back, arch your lower back or push your abdomen forward. Very relaxed and only lift as much as you can. This you can do it 10 times. Slowly lift and slowly bring it down. Very gentle lift. I'm not arching, I'm not pushing my back. Don't do that. Very gentle lift and very gentle bringing down. Again, after you finish 10 times, you're going to rest. You're going to relax. Breathe in and out. Once you finish this, again you may want to hug your knees, okay? Just hug your knees and relax. And then you can spread your legs out for your Shavasana practice. Make sure your Shavasana practice is part of your everyday routine. Whatever you do, your routine, make sure your back is relaxed. You are in a Shavasana position where there is no physical movement. Your eyes are closed. Your mind is calm. And all you're doing is breathing. Stay here for a few more seconds. And when you're ready to come up, you will bring some movements in your toes and your fingertips. Move your head from side to side. Rolling your head on the mat is very good for your upper back and your shoulders. And then you will join your feet, bend your knees, turn to your right side or your left side, whatever you are comfortable depending on the back. So today for comfort, I am just turning to the left. Support your head with your upper arm. Stay here and then you will inhale, come up into a sitting position. So these are the stretches that you can do, yoga stretches that you can do for your practice. And if you can't, or if you have any doubts, if you're not able to understand, if you're not able to do anything, please message me and I will be able to help you with that. Yeah. And if there are any questions, let me know. And these stretches you can do it every day and very safe. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if your back is injured, if you have had surgery, then that's a different case and we have to go on a case-to-case basis. So then I can help you with that at a different time. Right now this is for your lower back and your mid back. And thank you so much. And any questions? Yoga for knee pain. Somebody had asked, I think, yoga for knee pain. That's a different set altogether. And today we saw only for the back, and for the knee, if you want, maybe we can do another session later, or message me and I can contact. You can contact me on the Yoga with Vidya page. And all ages group can do this, yes, all of them. However old you are, and if you're able to do this, the moment your body will give you signal that no, I'm not all right, this is painful for me, so do less. But these will be helpful, and these you can do it. And again, with your practice, in case if there is any issue, any questions, you can always come back to us to clarify. I think we covered the most. Any other questions? So somebody has asked, cat and cow pose is good for the spine, but if I have sciatica, sciatica pain is a different pain, but you will be able to do it. But if it's a very, very severe sciatica and if you're not able to move at all, so that is a different issue. But if you have a sciatica pain, lying down and moving your leg to the side, we saw that, when you were lying down. So that is really helpful. You can lie down, turn your leg to the side, and that is really helpful for your sciatica pain. And also this twisting, and the twisting that we did. You can move, if you have a sciatica, you can move your leg to the other side and then twist here also. And the cat and cow, you should be able to do it if the pain is mild and if it is not too painful even to get into cat and cow pose. Yeah. If that is the case, then I think you should avoid it. Because then again, severity of your sciatica is based on, sometimes it is just with this simple stretches it will go away, and if not, then you may need a little extra care and extra asanas that is totally different. And yes, somebody has mentioned, I'm a new mom, delivered 6 months back, my lower back has still cramps. Is this good thing for me? Yes. So 6 months if you is over and you can get back to your practices, and these are really good for you. And doing this will help you with your back pain. Sometimes, many a times, the posture will be causing the pain. And if you correct your posture and do these exercises, you will be fine. And if not, you can always contact me. Yeah? Carrying a baby, all that will be painful. Somebody has mentioned, I slipped on the stairs and I have no injury, but when I wake up in the morning, I have a stiff back. Can I do some stretching of the back to ease that out? You can do all this. All these what we spoke about, these are very good, especially your Shashangasana. When you wake up in the morning and when you wake up in the morning, the way you have slept, okay, the way your body was, that is what was causing the stiffness. So wake up, get up, stretch your back, on the bed also, hug your knees, move side to side, and then you get up, you will be fine, and you can do this very simply. And these, if you do it every day, it will ease your pain. Sometimes the pain could also be with if you have been sleeping directly under the fan, or it could be even the AC if it's directly hitting your body. when you wake up in the morning, you will feel the stiffness. So take care of that. Sometimes your body wants warmth, and that is what we are made for. Sometimes it's cold AC and fans, your body may not like it. So you can check that out and see if you're lying under the fan directly with a high speed, low AC temperature, that can take care of it. And also I'm still breastfeeding and my lower neck seems to be freezing sometimes. Please suggest some easy warm-up exercises for my neck. Okay, so you can do simple turning your face. Relax your shoulders here and turn your face to the side to side. Again with breathing, inhale to one side, exhale center. Inhale to one side, exhale center, and then up and down. And then your shoulder rotation. I think in one of my Facebook live session, I did speak about joint movements, shoot from Vyayama. On that I have mentioned, like all the joint movements. So then those you can do. You will turn your palms up, keep your fingertips here, slowly with your elbow you make a big circle, and these will help. Cat and cow will help, and stretching your hands forward, stretching your hands back every day, and then turning to this side, and then the other side. Those will help too. I think we have covered all the questions. Any more questions, you are most welcome to write to me. Yeah? And on that note, thank you so much. Let's end the session with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.